Hello everyone, welcome to my session MBs. MBs Midnight Bites, because I love jotting down my thoughts. Midnight, I'm more productive and creative, and this is why I'm sharing my thoughts today in my MB session. And the time, let me check it. It's 3:29, 3 a.m. So, रात के 3 बज रहे हैं, and I'm again before you with my thoughts about something very crucial. When I say crucial, why the topic today I'm sharing is crucial. The topic I'm sharing today is the art of difficult conversation. Now, why is it crucial to talk about it? You'll say conversations is very usual topic, and you're correct. I agree, it's usual topic. However, it is unusual. That is why we segregated it, into easy conversation and difficult conversations. Now, before I switch to the main topic, I would like to brief you something. We are family of 4. My husband, who belongs to Generation X, also is a taciturn, so he remains a mystery most of the time. I, who belong to Generation Y, millennials, I'm a loquacious and gabby person. I love speaking, talking, chatting, gossiping. And who doesn't? Then I have a sweet little daughter who belongs to Generation Z, what we call Gen Z. And then comes my son who belongs to Generation Alpha. So 4 different generations under the same roof. It's a blessing. There are pros and cons, definitely, because when we live together, we'll have difference of opinions. When we say मतभेद तो होगा, मनभेद नहीं होना चाहिए. When we respect the communication, the conversations with grace, when the understanding is more, the compatibility is more, then we come to some productive outcome. The resolution is there. But this totally depends on person to person. I have been observing, reading, and experiencing several aspects of communication since my tender age. I was a different person in my tender age, I used to react, I used to argue, but with the passage of time, things changed, definitely. And people change. People grow more wiser and mature. This is what I keep on, brushing myself, correcting myself, improving myself, honing myself rather, and I would like others to do the same. Now let us get back to the art of difficult conversation. Now, difficult conversations are an inevitable part of human interaction. When I say inevitable, definitely it's inseparable part. Cannot separate it. It's a part of human interaction. We will talk. We love talking. And whether it is suppose human interaction, what is it? Whether it is addressing to a conflict or delivering criticism or expressing unmet expectations or discussing any sensitive personal matter, such as conversations, often it evoke discomfort, anxiety, and even fear. And that's fine. Yet avoiding them rarely resolves the issues. We cannot avoid them. So if you think that the communication should not continue, we need to stop here. That kind of stopping is actually avoiding. But avoiding will not give you a solution. Avoiding seldom resolves the issue. Instead, what it does? It allows misunderstandings to deepen and then relationships weaken. That's the fact. So mastering the art of difficult conversations is therefore essential. And why it is essential? It is essential for personal growth, then healthy relationships, and also professional success. At the heart of every difficult conversation, what lies is emotion. No denial in it. People bring their perspectives, people bring past experiences and insecurities into discussion. This happens. And this emotional complexity can make communication fragile. No doubt in it. And prone to misinterpretation as well. You have heard about misrepresented, things are being misrepresented. Why? Because of the emotional complexity. Now, recognizing this is the first step. Yes, recognizing this is the first step towards handling such situation effectively, rather than viewing the conversation as a confrontation. It is helpful to approach it as an opportunity for understanding and resolution. I mean, just simply getting carried away or getting emotional will not work. Definitely, it is not going to work. The right approach is to the right approach is taking it, accepting it as an opportunity for understanding and then resolution. Now, how can we do this? Now, what we have to do, I shared. Now, how can we do this? Definitely, preparation plays a crucial role in navigating challenging discussions. Preparation, when I say we need to prepare ourselves before initiating the conversation, it is important to reflect on the purpose and the desired outcome. Why are we talking? Why are we having this discussion? And what outcome or consequences uh, are expected? So, clarity about one's thought, clarity about one's thought and feelings means what are your thoughts? What are your feelings? If you have that clarity, it helps prevent the discussion from becoming scattered or overly emotional. When you have that clarity, when you have clarity about your thoughts, your feelings, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, when you have that clarity, whatever uh, overly emotional phase is there, you'll come out of it because you have the clarity, you're clear about your thoughts and feelings. Now, equally important is anticipating the other person's perspective. Empathy allows one to frame the conversation, in a way that is a respectful and considerate. And this is reducing defensiveness. I don't know how far you are agreeing with me, but this is totally my experience. During the conversation, communication should be clear, calm, and constructive. Usually, I statement instead of you, accusations can significantly change the uh, tone, when we say, for instance, I'm telling you, saying, I felt hurt. I felt hurt when this happened is less confrontational than you hurt me. Are you getting my point? When I say, I felt hurt when this happened. So, what happens here, that makes you feel thinking, okay, you'll empathy will be generated. You'll feel like you'll be more calmer listening this, that I felt hurt when this happened. I'm not telling you you hurt me. I'm not blaming, I'm not accusing. Are you getting my point? So active listening is another key element. Active listening, you should be a good listener. We have been always knowing this, that silence uh, speech is silver and silence is golden. Yes, active listener maintain silence, listen, and that's another key element. Truly hearing what the other person is saying without interruption or planning or rebuttal, it fosters, trust and openness. I shows that the conversation is not about winning an argument. Generally, what happens when we talk, we have that competition that, I'll not stop until I feel that the argument is won by me. I'm the winner. It should not be that way, It should be about reaching mutual understanding. It should be more about reaching mutual understanding than about winning an argument. That's not a healthy communication. When we reach, uh, that uh, climax where we feel that we have won the argument, that's not good. Now, maintaining composure is often challenging, but it is essential. It's very challenging, being calm, discussing in a calmer way, react less, or no need to react here. Be calm, have composure, maintain composure. It's often challenging, but essential. Now, difficult conversation can quickly escalate, difficult conversation, let us come back to it. Difficult conversation can quickly escalate if emotions are not managed carefully. Here, you need to manage your emotions. You need to have a powerful mind as well while you communicate. Taking pauses, controlling tone, and staying focused on issue rather than attacking the person helps keep the discussion productive. If the situation becomes too heated, it is wise to step back and revisit the conversation later with a calmer mindset. When I say this, you know, when you feel that the conversation is, the discussion is becoming heated one, you can have a sip of water, you can stay back, you can change your place where you're sitting, you can have a glass of water, and things will change. You come again to the same discussion, but with a calmer mindset. And this really works. Now, another important aspect is being open to feedback and willing to compromise. Difficult conversations are rarely one sided. You know, this is something you need to, uh, this is something you need to focus upon. Difficult conversations are rarely one sided. Both parties usually contribute to the issue in some way, isn't it? It cannot be one sided. Accepting responsibility where necessary and being flexible in finding solutions can lead to more meaningful and lasting resolutions. Now, finally, closure is equally important. Closure is as important as the conversation itself. Summarizing what has been discussed, acknowledging each other's viewpoints, and agreeing on the next steps ensures clarity and prevents future misunderstanding. You know, when we respect each other's viewpoints and we agree on the next step, what it shows that it ensures clarity, and then it prevents any future misunderstanding, misinterpretation. Now, even if complete argument is not achieved, many a times, what happens, complete argument is not achieved, we leave midway. Even then we can have a respectful closure. Respectful and honest conversation can be there. And even the same respectful and honest conversation strengthen relationship. It can also strengthen relationship and build mutual respect. We can come down to the same discussion later on. Now, in conclusion, difficult conversation, though uncomfortable, are essential. Essential. When I say essential, why? It is essential for growth and connection both. For both growth and connection. By approaching them with empathy, preparation, and a calm mindset, they can transform from moments of tension into opportunities. Opportunities for deeper understanding and stronger relationships. The ability to engage in such conversation with grace and honesty is not just a communication. It's not a just communication skill, it's a life skill. In fact, life-saving skill. Now, people in different age focus on white lies. When I say what is white lies, they think this is the crux of the matter, the pressing priority, saying white lies. Maybe the present need. Now, what are these white lies? White lies are the lies that prevent or avoid the consequences you fear. Why do we lie? We lie because we fear the consequences. This is where the problem emerges. Now, the teenagers, the Gen Zs, then Alpha, even Beta, they are toddlers, in fact, 2 years back. So we cannot count them. But yes, Gen Z, Alpha, we, the millennials, when we have conversation, these days you will find with teenagers as well. They do strained conversations. Now, when I say strained conversation, what does it mean? They tell you they share you what they want to share, but they hide what they want to hide. They know their parameters, they know their boundaries. They know the boundaries is not the correct word, sorry. They know where to stop and where to begin. They wisely pretend during discussions. They never share their viewpoints to the extent they should. And this is where we are at complete failure. As a parent, as a mentor, we are unable to give them that space where they can be free with their sharings of thoughts, expressions, and we start judging them. The moment they'll understand, the moment they gaze that you're judging them, they'll be careful and mindful what to share and what not to. Maybe they have come across the consequences, the outcome that they disliked earlier and past, and that is why they don't want to share you anymore. This happens with most of the parents, most of the teachers as well, and there the gap increases, and this gap leads to unethical ways as well, unethical ways, unethical paths, and this leads to you know something that we unwelcome. Now we need to ponder about our preparation of dealing with them. How do we deal? How the way they strain their communication, we need to be wiser. We need to be meticulous. We need to be meticulous enough when we listen to their viewpoints, their sharing, and before we conclude anything. So, I think it is good enough for today. And thank you for your patience hearing. Thank you. Have a good day.